It is a banger opening. Oh no, that means Xenosaga can be ported. It's a PlayStation 2 game. It's not the PS3 one. Best opening to Tomb Raider. It's still the best opening. I don't care what anybody says.
Just because no one's ever caught one, doesn't mean they're not real.
That is very true, but perhaps they don't wish to be found. I've heard they're rather fierce.
Yeti only look fierce. They probably don't like being so cold all the time. I shouldn't like it either.
You never have to be cold, my Lara, if you don't want to be.
Look!
Henry, what's happened?
Lady Croft, please stay seated.
The Smurl Tango 229er. It lost on port side engine. Trying to get cross feeds open.
Are we going to crash?
Starboard engine non-responsive.
Not unless it's absolutely necessary.
Stabilizer jam. Kicking rudder losing altitude. We're going full nose down.
Close your eyes, darling.
I don't want to close my eyes.
It's still my favorite one. Don't care.
You know, I think you forgot your climbing gear on purpose.
What would give you that idea? Really, Zip. It's like going up a set of stairs, only far less boring.
Yeah? Well, I want to throw up every time you look down. Hey, Alistair's back. Grab a headset.
Back so soon? From Florence, wasn't
His
it?
dissertation will never see the light of day.
You will never see the light at this rate, but never mind that. What are you doing in Bolivia?
Ascending. Alistair, meet Tuanak. She's a lovely pre-Incan civilization, currently in ruins.
Delighted. That sounded permanent.
Death by irony is always painful. Amateurs.
Hey, welcome in. I'm playing. They just released Tomb Raider on PlayStation 4 and 5, like a port of it. So I'm trying it out. It just came out today. I don't think it's worth the price tag, but I bought it because I'm a Tomb Raider fan anyway. But I think it's probably priced too high.
It's the center of the evil coat rack empire.
I always forgot that was a joke.
None of this appears in any of the literature, but I'd say they're ceremonial in nature.
If that's the case, it's not a ceremony I'm keen on witnessing.
You've never? Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna judge, but just know it's like one of the greatest games ever. I mean, I've been playing him since Tomb Raider 1, so I can't really talk. I'm really biased. I'm like, okay, so if I had to pick franchises I was like a huge fan of, Obviously Xenosaga, right, is number one, like Xeno series, like by Monolith. But then there's like Final Fantasy and Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider is such a huge deal for me. If it wasn't for Tomb Raider, then Naughty Dog wouldn't. I don't think there would be a. That was always the worst part of the plot for me. Going through this whole game, they ruined the plot for the third game. But this first one is fantastic, man.
Hold your fire!
Lara Croft! I've been hoping I'd get to meet you. At ease. We're just gonna talk.
I'm listening.
Maybe you found a piece of this. Is this what led you here?
Where did you find that?
It doesn't matter. What's important is what it does. Do you know?
What I know is my business.
So you don't then, and that means you don't have a piece. Amanda said you were sloppy. You should have paid more attention to Paraíso.
Amanda? Amanda's dead. What the hell do you know about Paraíso?
We're done talking.
Father, you were right.
What was that?
Keep yourselves caffeinated, lads. We've some work ahead of us.
Means we're still alive. Can't complain about that.
Her father always believed her mother was alive, and that's what she meant by father. You were right. There's more than one Deus. Ah, the game is so good still. I don't know. Man, love this game so much. It's not an exaggeration. Like, it's truly, this era of games, PlayStation 2 games, is so good.
All right, who was that?
You've heard of the Rutlands, right? From the States? Well, you just met the senator's youngest son, James Rutland. Went to West Point, and that's about all he's done.
Call up the footage, please.
Welcome home, Lady Croft. Will your hand luggage require emptying or filling?
Winston, take a look at this. It's almost identical, just configured differently.
Identical to what?
Something I saw a long time ago in Nepal, miles from any pre-Incan culture.
And you believe this to be a fragment of the sword?
What sword?
More likely another of its kind. Zip, I want you to find out what you can about this Rutland, particularly where he is at the moment.
Try Peru. You talked about Paraíso.
He did imply there's information about the artifacts there.
He said you've been to Paraíso. What happened there? And who's Amanda?
Alistair, go over these images and see if you can work
So it's
out.
like, bro, another time.
Ring Anaya and see if she can meet me in Paraíso Saturday morning.
It's so funny.
They don't seem quite so keen on visitors these days.
Well, hey, you're the one with the guns.
You can't blame me for knowing how to accessorize. Any word from Anaya?
She said she'd meet you at the statue in the marketplace.
At least we'll have our privacy.
We don't get a trophy for that. Oh, I forgot that crawling was a thing.
Hello, Lara. You realize that the streets were not deserted a moment ago.
And I've been trying so hard to blend in. I hope I'm the one that frightens them and not something else.
There's nothing here. Just a heap of pottery shards, littered with the bodies of old friends. If I knew this was where it would lead, I would never have told you about Bolivia.
Yet
Wow. I forgot she told her about Bolivia.
So far away.
The past.
neither is the past.
Ba-dum-bum.
Lara, go! I'll catch up. Zip, keep an eye on herself. Tell her I'll find her when I've sorted out this lot.
This is the best part though, this next part. I like one of my favorite parts. Because of the music.
Anaya called on herself. She's got mercenaries after her.
Tell her I'm on my way.
Right.
Yeah! The song. Bow 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 bow.
Fireworks in Peru! I love it! There's the first one.
Bow 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 bow. Ah. Bow 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 bow. So cool. Best part.
It hasn't changed much. What are a few years after all, when stacked atop thousands more?
There's something I didn't tell you before. I think Amanda might not have died down there.
Is that what this is about? Closure?
Isn't that what it's all about? Why we dig up the past? To understand it?
I am an engineer, Lara. I build for the future. I don't dwell in the past.
You will someday. Eventually, everyone does.
Ah, it still gives me chills.
Lara! Get down here, you slacker! Jason says we're about to break through.
In a minute, Amanda. We have some structural concerns.
Would you just get down here?
This is by far, I think it's so interesting because we had Anniversary and then we had this right after, and I feel like it's such a, there's such a good moment in this game. It's so weird because it seems like it's simple,
Looks
but
like we've lost the lights. I hope you brought flares. The planks over the sinkhole broke, so you're gonna have to swing across. You're lagging. You're such a tourist. What's happening? Amanda! Amanda? Can you hear me? Amanda!
Oh, Sarah. God. What's happened? My God.
Laura, over here!
Kent? What's going on?
It killed Oscar.
What did?
I don't know. I didn't see. Skate won't budge. Get me out.
It's all right. What?
There's a hole above me. You've got to get me out. Hurry, we've got to get out of here. Hurry, Lara. It's gonna come back.
Hang on! I'm coming!
think I see a light.
Stay there, Kent. I'm coming down.
Amanda? Amanda! It's her!
Wait! Kent! Laura! Jason's dead! Everybody's dead!
There's something... I don't know what it was. I only saw...
No!
So dramatic.
Amanda!
I think this stone unlocks the door.
I don't like it. Are you sure you're reading it properly?
That thing is coming. You have a better idea?
The door might be trapped.
We're trapped. Ah! Oh, God!
It gives me chills every time I think that if Amanda hadn't pulled that stone, Laura would have been dead. You know?
Amanda, run!
To be perfectly honest, I think this is a terrible idea. Everyone agreed to leave things as they were.
I will as much as I can. But from what Rutland said, I'm sure there's a clue down there about what killed my mother. I have to go back.
There's no use trying to enter at the same point. It's caved in.
The river had to get in there somehow.
I'll leave you to figure out the how. I can't go down there. I'm sorry.
It's fine, really. If there's any trouble, call Zip and he'll patch you through. Don't take any chances. I'm not losing any more of my friends.
Is that what I think it is? It's called an anachronism.
It was Amanda's.
High tops don't fall off your feet that easy.
It's been unlaced. I never imagined she could have survived.
There was a lot of water. She still might not have.
It tells the story of the last queen of Tiwanaku. Her father was king, but she was lost and raised by a warrior. She became queen after a shaman named Tunupa discovered her royal heritage.
Tunupa is another name for Viracocha, their god of creation.
The shaman brought her to Lake Titicaca, where she borrowed his staff, an object of great power.
According to myth, Viracocha originally lived in the lake. The god of indoor plumbing.
She led her people into an era of peace. After many years of wise and just rule, there was some sort of power struggle. She died shortly thereafter, and she was carried off in a boat to paradise. Look at her. She's beautiful. We were so close before. So close.
Wonderful, Lara.
Do you notice anything familiar about her sword?
That's what Rutland was holding.
Except this is just a ceremonial copy. And what do we have here? The tip has broken off. My God. I had no idea it looked like this. I've seen this before, at Waseda University in Japan. But I didn't know it had anything to do with these artifacts.
Hell, I'll get a hold of him right now.
It's not there anymore. It was stolen by Shogo Takamoto.
Takamoto? Yakuza is nothing to mess with, Lara.
I don't care, Zip. I want that piece. Arrange a meeting.
Okay, but... Hang on. I got Anaya calling on her cell. I'm patching her through.
Lara! Lara, can you hear me? Those bastards from town are here, and they're coming down after you.
Well, this is a tomb. I'll make them feel at home.
Wild that I could see the bullets.
Zip, have you still got an eye on the other line?
Yeah.
Tell her to get under the jeep. Someone's coming.
I hope you found what you were looking for, because I am never coming here again.
I was right. This is all she left behind.
She got out and didn't tell us? Why has she been hiding all these years?
Maybe not hiding, exactly. Just not keeping in touch with old friends. Perhaps she found or learned something down there that she wanted to keep to herself. Zip, did you speak to Takamoto?
Eventually. He didn't want to see you, so I reminded him how much you hate the word no.
I'm a horrible conversationalist. I trust he wants to get together on neutral ground.
You'll love this. He wants to meet at Toru Nishimura's offices across the street from his penthouse.
Nishimura? Takamoto doesn't know we're friends.
Nope. All he knows is Nishimura's hosting a corporate party tomorrow night.
So fun fact, Nishimura, you know in the reboot, her friend Sam has the same last name. It was supposed to be alluding to Tomb Raider Legend that there's the same Nishimuras, which I thought was interesting. That was pretty cool. For those who aren't familiar with like the reboot. Back in the day, yeah, Sam's cool. They did her dirty in the comics, though, man. They did her dirty in the comics. It's so sad. I wish I wouldn't have, you know, I bought them all and I kept them and I still have them because I collect Tomb Raider stuff too. But they did her dirty in the comics. She went to jail. She went to jail. Yeah, and Jonah's in the new show.
What exactly happened last time you and Takamoto got together?
He was trying to pass off forged
Earl
relics
is a
from the Assyrian
fantastic
period, and
as
conventional reason doesn't work
as
with
Jonah.
cancer.
I'm in his Discord. He's a super cool guy, super down to earth.
And now we're going to have a useful conversation. It's turned out quite nicely.
This moment for me was really cool because it's the first time you see like this side of Laura, like the dealing with people,
He's in his
you know.
office, so he won't be mingling. The bartender will hook you up with him, though.
Ever predictable.
Like I like this side of Laura as well. I don't like just the Tomb Raider side, right? But like this part of Laura is really cool too. Oh, there's a guy over here that can't dance who always makes you giggle. This guy. Then this lady, yeah, it's her! Look at her go. Like back when we couldn't really mocap too well, and she has like this broken left hip. She's like, "Ah, get it, girl." But this one the favorite. It's the part that all these the Sims characters, right? See, like her hip will break too. Yeah, there goes the hip. Anyway, I always thought it was funny.
Good evening. I believe Nishimura-san is expecting me.
Ah, Lady Croft. He is in his office down the hall behind you. I will let him know you're coming.
Thank you.
This guy. Look at these people. Oh yeah! I forgot about that! That's why I love these games. Freaking hilarious. I totally forgot about that. It's so funny you pointed that out.
Welcome, Lara. You have been enjoying my little party?
Totemo tanoshinde-imasu, Nishimura-san. When Takamoto arrives, however...
This is when
it
we
may
didn't know
cause you
Japanese
some
very well because
inconvenience.
there wasn't internet.
Take care.
And she said
He is a very
Nishimura instead of
dangerous man when his
Nishimura-san.
interests
She's like,
differ.
Nishimura! All of a sudden
You
the
can
H
remain
disappears out of
persuasive
his
like
name.
me, even with dangerous men.
I am convinced. I am dangerous too, you remember. But please, enjoy the party while you can, and good luck.
If the volume isn't the greatest, let me know, but I think it's fine. It should be fine. Nishimura-san. Nishi. Oh, this is a fantastic scene, isn't it? Yeah. Look at him.
Be brief, Miss Croft. I have many demands on my time, you understand.
Of course, Takamoto-san. I am looking for a piece, a sword fragment, in the care of Waseda University, or it was until you stole it.
I am not a thief. And you would be wise to avoid such accusations.
Then I suggest we skip to the negotiations.
I don't have any idea what you are talking about.
Of course you do. Just name a price.
Ms. Croft, are you deaf?
I don't know. Let's see. Try begging for your life like you did the last time we spoke.
殺せ！今すぐやれ！
Lara Croft guitar! Pew pew! Karate kick him.
Where'd you get those?
Basic etiquette. Never arrive at a party empty-handed.
Takamoto has no doubt returned to his penthouse. Do not follow him, Lara. His men will be waiting.
This lobby's a death trap. I know you're into those, but it's not really a winning
So
option.
funny. No, you're
If I
into
can't go
this.
down, I'll go up. How do I get to the roof?
The roof? There is an elevator. Be cautious. There is construction above.
Alright, this is crazy people stuff.
Crazy. This is crazy people stuff. No, it's Laura.
Don't ever do that again.
Lara Croft stuff.
Not on that bike, I won't.
Oh, on that bike. I used to do it this way because I used to think it was funny to do it this way. Because you didn't have to actually use the grappling hook. I always just fired at everything. I just wanted to do this and then I wanted to throw it at him like that. Like that! Exactly like that, thank you. I guess I used to throw him up onto the little, he's like the new piece of artwork. I call this installation.
You should not have come here. This is my province, not one of your rotten little tombs.
So desu
Tell me
ka?
about the sword, Takamoto.
What about it? What is it that fascinates you, Ms. Croft?
Let me have a look at it and I'll tell you.
Your persistence will be the death of you.
Wow, jerks.
Okay, Takamoto's split. What next?
Catching him.
Angel of Darkness, where they had Paris. That was the only cool thing about Paris is the club. Like the Angel of Darkness.
You have disrespected me. You have broken into my house. You have killed my men.
I've simplified your payroll. And now...
Streamline your inventory.
You
I was gonna say something else, but then I remember she said that.
prized of my collection.
Oh my gosh.
And why is that?
I am fond of recovering objects from dead Englishmen.
She's like, but I'm
In
an
this
English
case,
woman.
One of your crusaders. Some have even said the warmonger was one of your King Arthur's knights. I do not know how the fool came by it, for it is clearly far older than the 11th century, when your people lived in huts of mud.
And for this reason, you'd rather die than hand it over.
No. For this one! Your movements betray your confusion. Your curiosity now, that it's time to die! Now you'll see your foolishness! Where is your clever tongue now? Where is your clever tongue now? You will not be so lucky this time.
I keep missing the roll.
Hey, approaches! Hey, approaches! Try to take what you came for! Where is your clever cop now? Try to take what you came for! Hitoki, hell swallow you.
I was about to say, how swallow you. Yes, but I don't think it's that bad. But I get not paying that much for a port. I get
This
it.
is it, all right.
But
See what it can do?
I would pay
Yes,
for it.
Alistair,
I
I
paid
did.
for it. I bought it. I still love it.
Got a chopper outside waiting for you.
Excellent. Tell him he's my new favorite person. Thank you, Nishimura-san. I'm very relieved to find you here.
I am relieving myself too. What about Takamoto?
That still makes me laugh.
Where is he?
It depends on whether he was naughty or nice.
I've got a line on James Rutland, by the way. Wanna go together?
Absolutely. Africa is among my favorite continents.
This game was one of my favorite Tomb Raiders. Ah, it's so good. It's just like, I don't know. Yeah, Legend's like my favorite. I was telling earlier, I was talking to Mexican Flyer and I was like, this game is so weird because for me, it's like Legend and then Underworld. Underworld's like my most hated Tomb Raider and like Legend's my favorite. It's very hard, you know? Oh yeah. No, I mean Anniversary is really good though. That's fair. That's fair. I could see why. For me, it's just like, I love the story and the passion and the voice acting and everything, especially towards the end of this when she's like facing with Amanda. It just really like hits, you know? Yeah, I like them all. I don't, except for Underworld. I don't like Underworld. I even like Angel of Darkness.
No, but there's something else.
But Underworld.
I was going over the map. Winston said
Can't do
your
it.
parents have been there. Your dad worked the site before you were born.
That's not so peculiar. It happens occasionally.
Yes, I still have it on my shelf. I was one of the people who bought Angel of Darkness and I didn't return it at launch. I literally kept it. Even though it had bugs and everything, and like my brother's like, why are you keeping this? And I was like, because I want to keep supporting Tomb Raider. I want a new Tomb Raider to like come out. Like for me, it's like Xenosaga is like a huge one. Xenosaga, Tales of Final Fantasy, and Tomb Raider. There's like, I guess Persona sort of, but like there's like a handful of like games that are just like, oh my god, like these are like them, like I would pay anything for them, and that's just one of them, you know? Yeah, I agree. You guys are on the same page. Amanda was, yeah, I really agree. And also, it's somebody who knows Laura's past, right? So like that was super cool for me too, to be like, there's somebody who is still like her foil and is still like knows Laura, and I thought that was really cool too. I love Symphonia 2.
If all else fails,
Oh
I can
my
get into the
gosh.
postcard business.
Better than Symphonia 1. I feel like Symphonia 1, it's out of all the Tales of games, you know? It just sort of like,
That won't do at all.
it's not, it's minimum. It's mid.
We'll see. I do my best thinking plunging off cliffs.
No, we've got it. Yeah, let's go! Okay. You really think so? I don't know what it is for me. I don't feel that way. I wish I did. I wish I did. I love Colette and I love their relationship, but I don't know what it is. Like, I guess the Teteala part is good for me. I don't know if the Silverant part is good for me. I don't know. I feel like it really picks up after the journey. Like, I don't really like the first pilgrimage where like Colette like sacrifices all her stuff, you know, and she can't talk anymore. Like that part's sort of like eh. But I really like. Oh my gosh, I can't breathe. But I like the rest of it. Yeah, it's really the pacing is what it is. What? What? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll outlaw myself from talking about other games. Or I'll put like pre-spoiler, like, hey, spoilers. That's after, right? After we get rid of the water fountain?
The water's absolutely perfect. I've
It's gonna. Okay, Laura. This is so cool. They don't do like tomb reveals like this anymore. That's also the thing. The set pieces in this are insane. Like the way they reveal them and everything. So brilliant.
Grand entrances are always impractical.
That's why they're grand.
Lara, you're a busy beaver, aren't you?
Nom, 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 nom.
It's Rutland. Fancy dropping down for a chat then?
Only if you can shoot this far.
You know long-distance relationships inevitably come to an end.
It's so funny,
that,
yeah.
You know.
She had the cheekiness before. She had the cheekiness before Nathan Drake did, man. You know?
Just you and me for now.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of hard because it's like, for me, I feel like Uncharted just couldn't have happened without Tomb Raider. It just couldn't have. I mean, it could have if somebody thought of it, but I don't know. I always feel like Laura was like the star of this genre, you know? Like the platforming genre, for Sony anyway. Like, she was such a big... and then they just sort of like let it fall off.
Lara, you came for the Galali key too then? Perfect.
Pretend I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you know, it's what puts the sword back together. It's the size of a fist. And according to Amanda's research, it's here.
What do you know about Amanda? Where is she?
So, your father did some digging here, didn't he? You know, Amanda thought maybe he found the key.
I don't know what you're talking about. Tell me about that sword fragment you're so fond of waving about.
Huh. Well, I have been spending some time with it, and I've learned a couple of things. Let me show you.
I was trying to kick him. He's pissing me off, so I had to kick him. That's alright. Kick! Lower craft kick!
These pieces weren't broken apart. They were designed to separate and reattach. The Galali key does that? I don't suppose you'd tell me where this came from. The Crusades? King Arthur?
History doesn't interest me.
Well, then why don't you stay here and consider the future? Make sure I'm not in it, however. You won't enjoy seeing me again.
My father might not have found the Galali key, but Amanda doesn't know that. She's at your mansion right now. You better have good insurance.
God, finally! I've been trying to get through for ages. What happened?
This woman just saw her way through the front door. She had some sort of... I don't know what the hell it was. It's like black smoke.
I'll be there straight away.
No, we're fine. Look, you've got to follow her. She's going for another piece of the sword.
What? Where?
In Kazakhstan. I found a photo that matches the pieces you have.
All right. Do an inventory and try to locate something called the Galali key. Meanwhile, it looks as if I'm bound for colder climes.
Back warm.
I mean to be cold.
God damn, these one-liners that she has are so good. This is gonna be good. Facts. Oh my gosh. It's such a good game. I don't know. I really love Legend. Although sometimes I miss stuff. Like the anyway. So good.
Alistair, I'm at the base. Go ahead.
I was right. It was a secret Soviet project from the 50s called Carbonek. The laboratory was studying an ancient sword fragment, but some mysterious disaster brought the KGB down, and they erased it all from history. Almost.
There seems to be trouble below.
You got there right on time.
Or a little late. Those are Rutland's men attacking the Kazakhs.
Or Amanda's. Most likely she's the one behind this.
The lab is somehow connected to that military base, but we don't know how. If you can find the command center, we might get a better idea. Now, after the firefight dies down, you should try to...
Oh, come now, Zip. Waiting is for the patient. Or those without parachutes.
I feel like we're playing or continuing. Tomb Raider.
Hello, Laura. What the... How the hell did you get on this channel?
Hush, Zip. She must have taken a headset while she was rearranging your office.
You're so smart, Lara. Do you know why the Soviets called their project Carbonek?
It's the castle where Lancelot sought the Holy Grail. Not the first connection to Arthurian myth I've come across.
Myth, she calls it. A limited word for a limited perspective. You are always such the scientist. You're probably right at home with all these Tesla contraptions, aren't you?
As much as anyone, I suppose.
The Russians activated a power in the artifact that literal minds can't handle, and it destroyed them. So don't push the wrong buttons.
You'd better not either.
But I know which ones are the right ones.
You've learned to read Russian since I last saw you. Amanda?
She hung up. What the hell was that about?
She's having difficulty obtaining the sword fragment, and she doesn't want to blow everything up in the process. Another unlucky scientist.
Oh, man! Now that's how you do it!
He writes that at least a dozen of his colleagues were killed in the experiment. The artifact converted the test filter into something else. A wave of concussive force of some kind.
That's familiar enough. So why were they shut down?
They refused to repeat the experiment, and when KGB tried to persuade them otherwise, got lost.
Is that supposed to stop at some point?
It's not charged all the way. I don't know what's wrong.
How am I supposed to move it if I can't touch it?
The cable on your grapple is insulated.
Right.
It's like, oh yeah, right, sure. So funny.
Amanda, I'm sorry for what happened, but we can still work together.
There is no we, Lara. There never was. It was just me down there. Me and this. Do you remember it? I touched it, and it touched me back.
Oh my gosh, this is a favorite line. This is a favorite line.
And made it my own.
My God! Amanda!
A little friendlier than it was in Paraíso, isn't it? I taught it how to fetch.
You're mad! It killed our friends, Amanda, and it almost killed us!
And it saved my life once I mastered it. It's all about a broader perception. I'd stay away from it if I were you, though. It needs to be a little touchy. Stay out of its way, Lara. I don't control it. We'll kill anything in its way.
What do I need to do to get it out of there?
I haven't got a clue. I know a little about Tesla technology, but this place is a mystery.
Doesn't matter, just keep pushing them in. just do it that way. Amanda.
Some skill was involved.
Like the rewind ability.
Did Alistair have any luck with maps?
Mac, you're not going to believe where this leads.
Oh, you're going to find me extremely incredulous today.
Cornwall.
As in, take the M5 to the A30?
As the crow drives.
Well then, let's see who can get there first.
Da-da-da. I missed the gold and the silver. Oh right, I think the gold's behind that. That's alright. We can always replay levels. Oh, this is one of my favorite places. I remember this place.
There seems to be a fine line between coincidence and irony.
You sure about that map?
Unfortunately, there was some nonsense about the discovery of the real King Arthur's tomb here years ago, soon discredited. And yet another roadside attraction was born.
Well, let's see what we can see, shall we? At least it should be educational.
It's really dark, so I'm gonna
Either housekeeping.
turn it up a little.
Should be fired, or no one's been inside for months. Now this is familiar enough. No King of England jokes, Alistair. I probably have to turn on the power first. This place has seen better days.
It's been condemned since the death of the owner, one Professor Worth. I shudder to think that at one time he had students.
They must be electric. I'll have to find the power main.
The place is locked up pretty tight on the ground floor. Probably have to try up higher.
And we have power.
Hey, now that the power's on, maybe you can go back and pull out Excalibur.
It's not Excalibur! The sword and the stone and Excalibur were two different bloody swords! Arthur got Excalibur after the sword and the stone broke in his battle with Valinor! Oh, good grief, nobody gets it straight!
That's because nobody cares.
Boys.
Sorry.
No trophies for shooting the snakes off the shelf? I don't have my light on this time in the cutscene.
Signal's poor, Lara. What are we looking at?
We're looking at myth. Except it's real. They're all here. The court of Camelot.
You're sure about this? King Arthur, who wast verily of ye loins of Uther Pendragon?
I've no doubt about the authenticity of this tomb, Alistair. Arthur was the 11th century figure that became legend. The once and future king was as real then as the air I'm breathing now.
I don't know, Laura.
Excalibur, the sword in the stone. That's how it always goes, isn't it?
Pardon?
Swords in stones, Alistair. They're part of the monomyth. There wasn't just one Excalibur or one Merlin. We keep seeing swords and daises all over the world.
Such a cool story.
Everywhere.
So, you're saying that everywhere they went, they raised up kings, shaping the course of human destiny?
Well, it's a possibility.
Who? And what happened to them and their swords?
Perhaps they're in Avalon. It's as good a place as any. Except our Merlin was killed and our Excalibur was left in pieces in the hands of the locals.
So where's Avalon?
I don't know. On the other side of the looking glass, perhaps?
So good.
It says Bedivere returned a fragment of Excalibur to Arthur after the other pieces were carried off by the knights.
Where did they go?
To find Avalon, perhaps. The quest for the Holy Grail. Lancelot, Galahad, Percival, and Bors. Their tombs are empty.
It says this fragment was left with Arthur to help him leave this mausoleum when the time came. Perhaps it will help me instead.
I'm pretty sure there was a secret here too, though. Guess not.
King of the Britons. I wouldn't take Excalibur if I didn't need it so. I hope you can forgive me.
Mara, there's something going on up here. Alistair, you see that? See what? Oh, hell! Get your hands!
Zip! Alistair! Zip, what's happening?
There you go. I don't remember how it goes. I know he has to stick his head underneath there. I don't remember though. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, so annoying. fishy. But the fish was cute. Nice. It's 35 bronze pieces, right? This is the trophy, I'm pretty sure.
There she is! Take cover!
We gotta hurry. Oh.
What's going on?
Hello, lads.
Hey, Lara. What's up?
They didn't make off with your credit cards, did they? Is everything all right? Alistair?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Just not my usual evening routine.
Then let's go home.
Oh yeah. Oh, I missed a bronze reward. Where did I miss a bronze reward? That's the thing. I always miss one. That's so funny. I always miss one reward. Oh my god.
Brilliant. This is brilliant. King Arthur was real. The Knights of the Round Table were real. And now we have Excalibur right here in front of us. Those stodgy bastards at Oxford will have kittens when they hear of this.
It's even bigger than that, Alistair. What Arthur called Excalibur is a powerful artifact that predates him by millennia.
Well, it's still in pieces. Who brought the superglue?
While I was in Ghana, I asked you to look around for the Galali key. No luck, I take it?
It was not among your father's collection.
Or his records.
It wasn't in Ghana either. Or Rutland was... Hello? What's this? I've seen you before, haven't I? Hang on. A striking resemblance, don't you think?
The pendant was a gift from your father. I never knew from where he had obtained it, until now.
Where is it now?
It's in the Himalayas. My mother had it with her. Zip, Alistair, I'm going to Nepal. Please make the usual arrangements.
We'll take care of it. Come on, man.
Not to presume, Lady Croft, but I'd hoped you wouldn't try to use the sword yourself after what happened to your mother.
She removed the sword. That's what killed me. I don't intend to do the same.
The story was so good.
If my father had known any of this, he tried so hard, and they hated him for it.
No one hated him, Lara.
It bloody well wasn't love, was it? His reputation was destroyed. Now there's more than one thing to be salvaged from that mountaintop.
Ah, so good. The story to this game is probably one of my favorite stories. Definitely my favorite of all the Tomb Raider games, I think.
The wreckage should be just on the other side.
I can't see anything. You sure you're in the right spot?
I never forget a face.
Once again, we find ourselves on a mountain without climbing gear.
And I doubt any of that snow and ice is stable. You should keep moving before it breaks on you.
I have done this before, you know.
Definitely also my favorite soundtrack of all Tomb Raiders. I don't know if they ever sold a Tomb Raider Legend soundtrack, like a CD? I can't remember if they did or not. I'm gonna check. Because I would buy it. I should have bought it a long time ago.
There it is.
Man, that's a wreck. How old were you? 8 or 9?
Something like that.
Ugh, it still gives me chills. Still hands down gives me chills when she sees that wreckage.
okay?
Of course.
Just checking. It's usually someone else's past you're digging into.
That's where you're wrong, Zip. This has always been what it's about. Now there's one more place I'd like to visit. It shouldn't take too long.
It's such a beautiful game. Every quip, every little line that they wrote was just so much her personality, right? So good.
How'd you know that would be there?
Give me a moment, please. Excalibur reforged.
Well done, Lara.
It's broken. But perhaps.
Well, if that's all it does, this has been a big waste of time.
Now I suppose it's time to work out how to leave this monastery.
How about swinging Excalibur once? Just for fun.
It's a priceless artifact, not a toy.
I'm just saying. Hell yeah.
And now we know how young Arthur became king.
So, any more sightseeing, Lara, or are you finished?
We're going back to Bolivia. Then we'll see.
That's fine. We'll get all the secrets later. It's also because I have it on the hardest difficulty, but I'm dying to like not bad guys and like traps.
I'm gonna need a clear head for this, lads. No distractions, please.
Good luck.
Anyone between me and that stone dies.
Stop. I don't want anything bad to happen, but it will if you come any closer.
She's like, I told y'all. The only person who follows through with that.
Sorry, Amanda. Truly.
What are you doing? Stay away away from there!
It's what I came for. You don't need that. We can both do this.
It only works once, and I'm going to be the one.
No! No! Best scene of all of Tomb Raider is happening right now. This scene is everything in Tomb Raider. This moment was probably the most hype moment for me in all of the franchise. Like this moment in Legend. Tomb Raider Legend specifically.
What about my daughter?
Don't touch the sword!
She meant no harm.
Take out the sword! What? No! Mother, listen to me.
It'll explode unless you pull out the sword!
Oh God!
Here it comes.
All these years I blamed myself, and
She went where I was supposed to go, where you could have gone.
Makes sense right this second, or I swear I'll execute you where you stand.
I told you to pull out the sword. I told you.
Where is my mother?
Avalon! It's not a myth. Don't you get it? You'll never understand. I'm wasting my breath.
From this moment, your every breath is a gift from me.
Laura?
For years, my father believed Mother was alive. It was what kept him going. I pitied him for thinking that way. Alistair, go to the British Museum immediately. Ring me when you get there. Dress in layers. You'll be there a while.
Right. I'm off.
Zip, call Professor Eddington at the Cavendish Laboratory. Arrange a meeting.
Will do. What should I tell him?
Tell him my father was right about everything. And there may still be time to do something about it.
One of the best setups for the ending of a Tomb Raider game for a trilogy. Had they only done it right. Had they only done it right. Ugh. So good. Had they only done it right. Still to this day, one of my favorite Tomb Raiders of all time. The magic that people get to work on, man. I wish our video game industry was so much more stable. I really wish it was. Ah, man. That scene, man, it's hard to, it just plays back in my head rent free because it's like, it's this moment of where like, the first time we see Laura have like a real depth, and I know a lot of people don't like the family storyline, but here's the thing, it's because I've done it so many times, and it's because I've done it wrong, like almost every single time, right? So that's really the problem. Had they done this correctly and Anniversary, and then they had done Underworld right, Underworld could have ended completely different. There was a canon way to end it without screwing it up, and it literally would have just taken just a modicum of like stopping and thinking about it and being like, hey, like we could write it this way instead and have it be a happy narrative, and they didn't do it, you know? If you write a story, you have to do several things. You have to give closure, but if you're gonna continue a story after you like end it, you can't set up a trilogy and be like, okay, we're not gonna give it a good ending because we're gonna continue on. You've got to be like, you need to bring closure to the issue, and I think that's what Underworld failed to do after this game, was it failed to address Laura's whole purpose of setting out to find her mom and putting closure on it, you know? Dang. But this is probably one of the strongest Tomb Raiders story-wise for me. And I know it seems like there's not, and I know there seems like there's not a lot of story in this, and that's the thing, there's not a lot of story, but every line is really golden. Everything is very concise, it's presented very well. The, you know, one-liner quips, the, you know, the attitude, just the depth of the voice actress playing Laura in this game specifically is like the realization that her mom could be alive. Everything about this game sort of really, for me, fixed a lot of what I was missing in the era for PS1, because I love the original trilogy and I bought the remake and we've been playing it, as you know. But I feel like after that, when Egypt happened and Verna von Croy happened and like the Anubis stuff and all of that, I just, the Egypt section I didn't really like, and then they continued it in a novel before Tomb Raider Chronicles happened, right? And then there were these novels that happened after, which I read on, bought all those novels, which I still have today, which unfortunately they're like really expensive. It's ridiculous. But if you read those novels and everything, it sort of is like ties to the Monstrum and Angel of Darkness and all of that. And even Angel of Darkness I didn't have an issue with. I mean, obviously it was a mess, right? I still kept it to support Tomb Raider, and people were, I was telling the chat the other day, they were laughing because I was like, yeah, I kept it because for me, I still, Angel of Darkness, they're putting out a Tomb Raider game like every year, by the way. Like PS1 was like Tomb Raider 1, then a year later Tomb Raider 2, then a year later Tomb Raider 3. Like it was really like wild for them to be putting out these games year after year after year. But the Egypt arc, and Angel of Darkness, but I ended up getting the action replay for it. I kept the games. I paid full price. A lot of people I heard returned it because they weren't happy with it because it was unfinished. And then that's when the reboot happened. For me, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I don't know. It's me though. Hey.
Lara.
Boss battle, perfect. Dang! Took him out. That's wild. I didn't expect that to happen. Usually he has invincibility frames. I didn't know that would work.
The Galali key does that?
Wow. Yeah, no, that was like instant. That was ridiculous. I've never done that before. I've never done it that fast before. That's crazy.
History doesn't interest me.
Idiots! You ruined everything!
All these years I blamed myself, and it was you!
Best moment in the series right here.
She's not dead! She went where I was supposed to go, where you could have gone!
Makes sense right this second, or I swear I'll execute you where you stand!
I told you to pull out the sword. I told you!
Where is my mother?
Avalon! It's not a myth. Don't you get it?
Oh my god.
You'll never understand. I'm wasting my breath.
From this moment, your every breath is a gift from me.
Lara?
For years, my father believed Mother was alive. It was what kept him going. I pitied him for thinking that way. Alistair, go to the British Museum immediately. Ring me when you get there. Dress in layers. You'll be there a while.
Right. I'm off.
Zip, call Professor Eddington at the Cavendish Laboratory. Arrange a meeting.
Will do. What should I tell him?
Tell him my father was right about everything. And there may still be time to do something about it.
Still the best scene, right? Yeah, no, she did. Amanda did. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's so good. This is like my favorite Tomb Raider. Nice. Hey. Yeah. Yeah, we're done. Nice, we're done. That's it. We've finished Tomb Raider Legend 3 times because I'm crazy. No one can say I didn't enjoy this game. So that means it's my 3rd time platinuming it. So and it's as great as I platinumed it 3 different ways because I didn't want them to be the same. So I did this one for PS4. We did goal for PS5, right? Still saving. It said 605. No, I had 606 on my whatever. It's gonna show how I kept kicking. I kept kicking it in the side and I couldn't get it. So funny. And then I have the one, so that's twice now, right? And then I have the one from when it first came out. Oh, it might be from the collection, because I had PS2 and PS3, right? So I think it's from the PS3 collection. I think I've done it 3 times now. If they release it again, I'll do it a 4th time. Trust me. Where is Tomb Raider at? I know it's towards the bottom because it was like one of the very first. There's Underworld. We don't talk about Underworld. I think Rise is. I think Rise of Tomb Raider is the only one I haven't done because I haven't done the speedrun. Rise and Guardian of Light. But Guardian of Light is just finding the power-ups, which I can just look that up. Yeah, here's the other one. This is back PS3 in 2011. Jeez. That was 12 years ago? Whatever. I did it 2 more times. Alright?